Ahoy! This is Zdenka. In one of my past videos we talked about the aperture priority mode, and I think it's time to step it up a little bit, like a little step. You know what, let's just step it up all the way. Let's talk about the manual mode in today's video. I have here Canon EOS M50. Let's go. And if you are new, thank you for stopping by. My name is Zdenka. I work as a photographer since 2007. I make photo and video tutorials, tech reviews and creative camera challenges, so you might consider hitting the subscribe button. So why should you really shoot in manual mode? Well, if you have your camera set to the automatic mode, yes, the camera will do the job for you, but it will calculate the best settings based on everything. You will end up with the average snapshot. Let's face it, the camera doesn't have your brain. It doesn't know that you wanted only this object sharp, everything else blurry. It doesn't know that you wanted this object sharp, everything else really blurry, like in motion. It just doesn't know. And that's where manual mode comes in very handy. In manual mode, you can control completely everything. And I know it might be very scary at first to switch from the automatic mode to manual, but hey, the faster you do it, the sooner you will understand everything about photography. So let's just grab the camera and turn the dial to M. Had to turn around, the sun was really getting into my eyes. Well, in manual mode, you're gonna be controlling three things. Those three things are called the exposure triangle, and it is aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. And what it really means, that there are three ways of letting the light into your camera. First of all, it is aperture, then it's shutter speed. Sometimes it can be slow, sometimes it can be fast. And the ISO, which is sensors sensitivity to the light. Once you get to the manual mode, you will see a whole bunch of numbers on the screen. This is camera's light meter. When you get the line aligned with 0, you will get perfectly exposed shot. If you want to achieve overexposed, very bright photos, then you will go towards plus to the right. For underexposed images, very dark images, you will go to the minus to the left. Aperture is the hole inside of the lens. It will change depending if you're gonna zoom in or zoom out. It's also called the f-stop, and what it means that the lower f number, the lower f-stop, the more light you're getting into your lens, to your camera, the more bokeh you get into the shot. That means you will also get less sharpness in the photo, so only the subject will be sharp, everything else will be blurry. The higher the number, the higher the f-stop, the less light you are getting into the lens, the more sharpness you will get into the photo, the less bokeh you will see in your shots. So let's look at the kit lens 15 to 45 millimeters. So the lowest f-stop is 3.5. I would use it like right now. I have it set to 3.5 because I want to be sharp and everything else is blurry behind me. If I'm gonna be taking group shot of people, like family portrait, and I have them in one straight line, then I'm gonna be selecting f5.6 because I want everybody sharp in the photos. The more people I'm gonna add, the more lanes I'm gonna add, the bigger the group, the higher I'm gonna go with the f-stop. I can go sometimes to 7 and 8 just to make sure that everyone is nice and sharp. For landscape photos, I like to go f7, 8, all the way to 11, but maximum I would go to f16. If you're shooting very well lit conditions like right now, you don't really have to worry as much about the f-stop. But if you're gonna be shooting in a very low light, then you need to keep the aperture as low as possible, the number as small as possible, because you want to have the most light enter your camera. By the way, I made a very detailed video about the aperture priority mode. The link is here and also in the video description below, so you can watch it after this one. ISO is camera's sensitivity to the light. The more light you will get, like right now, the smaller the ISO you will use. So right now I'm using ISO 100. If it's not so bright and so sunny, then you can use ISO 200. The less light you will get, the higher the ISO will get. But with that, the higher the ISO, the more noise you will get in your photos, those little dots which are not so nice. So you still want to make sure that you are keeping your ISO pretty low. Indoors, you might have to shoot at ISO 600 to 1500. During the weddings, sometimes I even had to go all the way to 3200 when I was in a very, very dark church. Shutter speed is how fast your camera shutter will close, and it can be very fast and it can be very slow. It also depends how much light you want the camera to enter. And it's written as 1/ specific number. What it means that the shutter is open for 1/ number of a second. When I'm taking photo of an object and lighting is pretty good, then I can keep it, on 1/60th of a second, not a problem. My hands are steady enough to hold it and not to have a blurry shot. But when I'm taking photo of a person who is moving, then you want to keep the shutter speed at least at 125th of a second, even faster. When I have people entering the hall during wedding receptions and they are, kind of dancing, moving very fast, I have usually shutter speed at 1/200th of a second. But if you're shooting in a low light and you need to use very low shutter speed, then you will need definitely a tripod. So anything below 1/60th of a second, I would recommend a tripod. Bottom line, slower shutter speed allows more light into the image, but also allows more blur into your photos. Faster shutter speed allows less light into your camera, but it creates more sharpness in your images. So these are the basics when it comes to shooting in manual mode. Well, hit the thumbs up button if you like today's video, subscribe to all future videos like these, and let me know what is your preferred mode on the camera. Please don't tell me it's the automatic. If you have any questions or comments, please write them below. I read it all and I will always respond. And I will see you, my friends, in the next video. Ciao, ahoj.